those people out there saying, Artur is getting older. Artur, his body is breaking down. He goes through these camps and he gets injured. Therefore, Bivol has a better chance than ever to beat Artur. What do you think about that?
We'll see.
So this video is going to be my official prediction for the Artur Beterbiev against Dmitry Bivol fight. Today was the grand arrivals, so fight week is shaping up very nicely. Now, before I get into my official prediction, I just want to talk about, I think once again, quite similar to the Dubois-Joshua fight, I think there are some things that people are leaving out and people are underestimating. I've actually heard people say that Bivol is going to outbox Beterbiev easily. People are massively sleeping on Beterbiev's amateur pedigree, 295-5. This guy can box as well. Really, the only talk that I'm hearing on Fight Week is about Beterbiev's age and his injuries. And if you actually go back a little bit in time to earlier in the year, these were the same things that we were hearing before the Callum Smith fight. His age, he's getting older, the fight had to be postponed because Beterbiev got injured. These are the same things that we're hearing. Until we see a guy show signs in the ring that he's getting older, I don't think that you can judge someone just off of a number. I don't think you can just look at him and say, he's 39 years old, he's too old, but Bivol's going to be way too quick for him. I don't think that you can say that because in his last fight earlier in the year, he was exceptional. He completely outboxed Callum Smith. And once again, he's not just a puncher. Callum Smith is not a bad fighter at all. He was a former super middleweight unified world champion. He only ever lost to Canelo and Beterbiev. So he's a very good fighter, Callum Smith. Now, with that being said, Artur Beterbiev is going to knock out Dmitry Bivol. I'll say it again. Artur Beterbiev is going to knock out Dmitry Bivol. I think he's going to knock him out mid to late rounds. Let's get into the discussion of this fight. Number one, we're talking about Artur Beterbiev, who in my opinion is by far one of the best fighters that I've ever seen. 20-0, 20 knockouts as a professional. Now, one thing I was talking about in the previous video, people are massively underestimating how good this guy's resume is. If you look through that resume, he's fought solid guy after solid guy after solid guy. Let's look at some of the fighters that they've both fought the same. Joe Smith Jr., a perfect example. Now, Bivol outboxed Joe Smith Jr. in a 12-round fight, but Bivol got clipped in that fight. And Bivol got clipped at the end of a round. If Artur Beterbiev catches him with that same shot, and let's say it's in the middle of the round, basically, right, for Bivol to win this fight, he has got to box perfectly for 3 minutes of 12 rounds. He has got to box perfectly and not make a mistake. He has got to not make a mistake against a guy that is 20-0 with 20 knockouts, who is 295-5 as an amateur. He can box off the back foot. He can fight coming forward. You have got to box perfectly against that guy. You have got to not get hit against that guy. Another thing people are not talking about, timing always beats speed. Beterbiev's timing is tremendous. So yes, I understand he's 39 years old, but look at that timing. All it's going to take is one jab from Bivol and Beterbiev will time him over the top with a right hand. And I'm telling you, if at any point in this fight Bivol gets hurt and he gets hit by Beterbiev, this is the best finisher in boxing, along with Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue. You can't get hurt in front of this guy. You can't get hurt in front of this guy. And look at Vozdik's comments.
What advice would you give to Bivol to go in against him?
Just don't let him punch you and, work your ass hard. Run away, because it's not a good idea to stay near the ropes against him.
You get on the ropes against this guy or you get in front of him and it's a firefight, for any moment in that fight, you're in trouble. I think Bivol is getting a lot of credit off of that Canelo Alvarez win. And I think he deserves massive credit for that win because it was a brilliant performance. But we're talking about Canelo Alvarez, who, let's be real, he's a middleweight. Canelo Alvarez is a middleweight that fights a super middleweight. Canelo has got good power at super middleweight, but he's not a light heavyweight. And at light heavyweight, Canelo's feet were even slower. Beterbiev has got better feet than Canelo. Beterbiev's feet are very good, and he can also cut off the ring a lot better than Canelo can. Beterbiev will make, I'm telling you right now, Beterbiev, he will make that ring feel so small in there against Bivol. The pressure, he'll cut him off. His footwork is good. I think against Canelo, Bivol was able to bully him because of the size. And even at times, Bivol was on the ropes by Canelo. And I just think that at any time, if he's on the ropes against Beterbiev, he's in serious, serious danger. So I think that, you know, I'm very, very confident in my prediction. And I think the last reason as to why I'm so confident, and this is the thing. Yes, we have to factor into Beterbiev's age. Yes, we have to factor in the injury record. But we're talking about a guy that dropped Usyk in the amateurs. Usyk, who is the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. Usyk, who is undisputed at heavyweight. He fought Anthony Joshua for 24 rounds. Tyson Fury for 12 rounds. He's fought guys like Michael Hunter, Derek Chisora, Daniel Dubois. He's fought all these guys and he's never ever been dropped. But with a massive head guard on and with massive gloves, Artur Beterbiev was able to drop him in the amateurs. So he was able to get to Usyk, and Usyk, let's be real, he's a better fighter than Bivol. Usyk has accomplished more. Usyk is a better fighter than Bivol. So if Beterbiev was able to get to Usyk, what makes you think that he's not going to be able to get to Bivol? Beterbiev's winning this fight. I have got no doubt in my mind that Artur Beterbiev is going to knock out Dimitri Bivol mid to late rounds. I think it's going to be a tough fight, but I just think Beterbiev is going to bully him. I think there's no punch that Bivol can throw that can get this guy off him. And if Bivol does not have that power to keep Beterbiev off him, it is going to be a long, long night. Beterbiev treats guys like they don't even belong in there. Callum Smith didn't even belong in that ring with him. Joe Smith Jr. knocked out in 2 rounds. He didn't even belong in that ring with him. Anthony Yarde, massive puncher. Anthony Yarde is a bigger puncher than Bivol. Look what Beterbiev did to him. He was standing there and trading with Anthony Yarde, and he got to Anthony Yarde. So I think Artur Beterbiev is going to get to Bivol. He's going to make it rough and tough in there. I think he will use that boxing ability, but make no mistake, he will get to Bivol, and he will knock him out mid to late rounds.